The more I look at George Washington as a young person, the more I start to see evidence of who he would become later on in his life. Someone of responsibility, of duty, of an expectation of service. But those things developed throughout his years. They weren't all there at the very, very beginning. But you can still see small bits and pieces of it. I'm Daniel Cross. I work for Colonial Williamsburg, and this is another snapshot of George Washington. Today's letter comes from May 1749. Context: Washington, 17 years old. He's writing to his brother Lawrence, his older half-brother Lawrence, specifically on May 5th, 1749. Read the letter. We'll talk about context afterwards. Dear brother, I hope your cough is much mended since I saw you last. If so, likewise hope you have given over the thoughts of leaving Virginia. As there is not an absolute occasion of my coming down, hope you'll get the deeds acknowledged without me. My horse is in very poor order to undertake such a journey, and is in no likelihood of mending for want of corn sufficient to support him. Though if there be any certainty in the Assembly's not rising until the latter end of May, will, if I can, be down by that. As my mother's term of years is out at that place at Bridge Creek, she designs to settle a quarter on that piece at Deep Run, but seems backward of doing it until the right is made good for fear of accidents. The letter goes on a bit. Someone's trying to put a ferry to cross a river near Fredericksburg, where he and his mother live. That's going to interfere with some of their property, and he's a little concerned about it and just kind of hopes that the problem will go away. Again, still young. So let's look at this letter. Let's break it down. How does this show Washington's sense of responsibility? Well, one, we'll get to that. He's concerned about his brother's health. Lawrence is very ill at this point. He has consumption, lung disease, probably tuberculosis. Eventually, it will kill him. And he's thinking about actually leaving Virginia for his health. Washington also is supposed to go, it seems, to meet him in Williamsburg, which is about 2 days' ride from Fredericksburg, thereabouts, to do some issues and business about property, the deed that's mentioned. But he can't go because he doesn't have enough food for his horse. Now, reading between the lines, if he doesn't have enough food for his horse, why doesn't he go out and buy more? But he says there's no likelihood of fixing that, which implies that he doesn't have enough money to buy food for his horse. Now, Washington is born into the gentry. He's supposed to be this wealthy individual. Well, in one sense, yes, but at the same time, look at his experience. His father dies when he's 11, and he is left to be raised by a single mother with himself, the eldest of his family, and 4 younger brothers and 1 sister. 3 brothers, 1 sister. 4 younger siblings. 2 older half-brothers who were adults, Lawrence and Augustine, Lawrence, the one the letter's written to. They get most of his father's property and the wealth that comes with it. And he's left, and his mother and his siblings, with a very small portion in comparison, about the average size of most farms in Virginia. Also, when his father dies, he's effectively an orphan. His childhood is over. For now, he is responsible, if possible, for growing up, maturing, and caring for his mother and his younger siblings. So this letter, where he's writing about not being able to help his brother with business that he's supposed to be a part of because he can't get there for lack of food for his horse, where he's writing about his mother switching from one property to another, and the concern he has for her, is showing that he's no longer thinking really, in some cases, like a child. He's starting to think like an adult. What's happening outside this letter adds more to this. He's about to get a surveyor's license with some help from friends, but a surveyor's license that he will then take, go to the frontier of Virginia, where he's only been one time, and work to earn a living. Within a few years of doing this, effectively by himself, he gains enough money to buy his first personal property that he will own, the first land that he buys. Washington is in the midst of getting his first job at 17 years old. Born into the upper echelons of society, yes, but still having to make a way for himself, find the finances necessary to support not only himself, but potentially his family. That sense of responsibility is showing up even at this young age. It just goes to show how these people who lived hundreds of years ago that we hear about now are not different from us. The circumstances are different, yes, but the human experience hasn't changed much. This is found at founders.archives.gov, the National Archives. Lawrence, Washington, May 5th, 1749. Look it up yourself, read the rest of the letter, look at the notes. Also, come visit us at colonialwilliamsburg.org. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I enjoy sharing these things with Washington, but I enjoy even more when other people look and find this stuff out for themselves. Don't take our word for it. It's there. You will find much more interest in history if you take the time to search. And I guarantee you will not be disappointed. Thanks so much, and I will see you all next time. Take care of yourselves. Oh no, I don't think it was recording. Thankfully it was.